through the areas. You can, gather supplies better and other kind of boons for you and your party. So here's the rest of the community team. I have them on a couple different jobs. Bayonne is going to be our geomancer today. Yes. Okipuit is going to be our rune fencer. And we have the lovely Rukiri on Dragoon. So I'm sure that you guys have seen, the rune fencer and geomancer armor a lot of times on the website, in previous screenshots, even at Vanafest. So I thought today would be a pretty good opportunity to introduce and show off some of the new equipment that you could find in Adoulin. So these are 3 of the new sets that you can get. So we have our heavier armor, our mage-like armor, and our mid-to-light armor. And like I was saying about the colonization stuff too, just really quickly, is that I'm going to pull up the map here. So you can see that there's a colonization rate. So by actually progressing through these pioneering coalition stuff and also taking on these things known as reebs, which we'll get into in just a little bit, you'll actually be able to increase that colonization rate. And by doing that, that will unlock certain bonuses for you and give you certain opportunities to expand your influence in these regions. So let's go ahead and get into some of the battle aspects. So if Okipuit, if you could lead us on, we're gonna go fight some stuff and take a look at Geomancer. Join up with the party. Okipuit has completely disappeared into the wilderness. And Rukiri is trailing behind, but that's okay. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be taking a look at what Geomancer is capable of right now. So Geomancer, as you can imagine, has their own unique magic known as Geomancy. And these are either enfeebling or enhancement type spells. And there's 2 different kinds. First, actually, they do stack with rolls, magic, and bard songs, so it's pretty beneficial. So there's 2 kinds. I'm sure you might have read about it on the official site, but there are indie spells and geo spells. So indie spells are actually the ones that will be cast on yourself and create this bubble. So Bayonne, why don't you go ahead and use an indie spell, Indie Fury. Try to back up so you can see the size of this bubble. So that whole sphere has the effect of gives your party some attack bonuses. And as long as your party members are inside of that sphere, they're going to be able to get that bonus. And this sphere moves with Bayonne. It moves with the Geomancer, so you can move back and forth between different party members. On the other hand, we have the other kind of spell, the Geo spell. And these Geo spells actually set in a static spot by placing what's known as a rule pond. So go ahead and put down, let's do an enfeeble for this guy. Let's put down a Geo Paralysis rule pond. And this is pretty much centered around the Lupon itself, so it has its own little sphere. You kind of see the borders there, right around there. So Bayonne is free to move around from that Geospell. He doesn't have to stay near it. So everything inside of that bubble has a chance of getting paralyzed. And all the effects, the bonus, either the enfeebles or the enhancements, are dependent on Geomancy's skill, and as well as I'm sure you guys have noticed him shaking his bell. So the bell is kind of like a bard instrument. You can put it in your ranged slot, and it has its skill of its own. So the combination of those two skills will dictate just how strong that effect gets. Alright. So you can only have one Lillipon active at a time. So let's get rid of this one with an ability called Full Circle. It'll kind of clear that guy out, so you can put another one down. And let's engage this guy. Take a look. So let's go the opposite route this time. Let's go. Let's give an enfeebling Indy. So why don't you put on Indy Slow? Shaking his bell. So he's going to have to get a little bit closer to make sure that the monsters are inside that sphere for the slow effect to take place. And you can also drop a, let's drop a beneficial Lillipon down. So let's do Geo Refresh. Gives Okipuit some MP. And a lot of the abilities that Geomancer has actually revolves around this Lillipon. So if you take a look, I'm targeting the Lillipon right now, you'll actually notice that it does have HP. And this will slowly decrease over time. It can also take damage from AoE type spells. So you got to be careful when you put them down not to actually, have it be in the range of really damaging AoE, because it could just wipe it out. So it's the Geomancer's job to also take care of these. Luckily, they're armed with a couple good abilities. One of them will actually give it life, kind of like giving your Wyvern HP. And this one's called Life Cycle. So you notice Bayon uses Life Cycle, it'll fill up. And this does take HP from you and give it to your Lillipon. One other really interesting ability that Geomancer gets, and again plays with the whole Lillipon idea, and it's a trade-off. It's called Ecliptic Attrition, and this will actually increase the effects of your Geomancy spells, but increase the rate in which that HP goes down. There it goes. So effect up, HP consumption rate increase. So Geomancer definitely a pretty technical job. A lot of moving around, helping out people, debuffing enemies. It will definitely keep you busy. Alright. Good job. Alright, so let's move on and take a look at some other enemies. Still going over a couple things about Geomancer. Okipuit, do you want to lead the way to show off some of the new Chapruli monsters? Yeah, man, these are pretty cute. I don't want to kill them myself either. Poor guys. So heading deeper into the jungle. Also, one thing to note too is when the Geomancer does have an Indy spell on, that is an enfeebling based one, it's only going to affect the monsters that you have hate with. So Bayon could be moving around here with that sphere around him and not actually aggro these guys.